Hello dear students. As you all know that in our previous lecture we have discussed about the classical ideal gas example of canonical ensemble, and in this today's lecture we will discuss about the another example of canonical ensemble, that is the harmonic oscillator problem. So we will treat this harmonic oscillator problem by considering the system which is in the canonical ensemble and it is acting as a harmonic oscillator. We will solve the classical as well as the quantum treatment, and you will completely differentiate at the end of this lecture that what is the major difference between this classical and quantum treatment. And so let's start our lecture. So first we will solve this classical treatment. So consider a system which is having n harmonic independent oscillators, and we will first treat this system classically and then we will solve using the quantum mechanical treatment. So in this classical treatment we will consider a system of one dimensional harmonic oscillator. So the total energy or the Hamiltonian for this 1D harmonic oscillator will be H Qi Pi. So that is the sum of kinetic energy, so which is function of momentum, plus the potential energy, so which is the function of position coordinate. Now for this harmonic oscillator we will generally know that the angular frequency, so it is dependent upon k over m, where k is generally known as the spring constant or force constant, so which comes out to be equal to m into omega square. So putting the value of k, so this total Hamiltonian function for this classical treatment, it becomes pi square, which is the momentum, plus 1 over m omega square into qi square. Now for this single oscillator partition function will be, so for this one dimensional problem, if we are considering the single harmonic oscillator, then we will generally represent or calculate the partition function for single oscillator, and from that we can solve the problem for an harmonic oscillator. So partition function, so if in the classical mechanics we generally know that the energy distribution is continuous. So we will write it in the form of integration, that is integration of exponential of minus beta into h. So h is dependent upon this position and momentum coordinate multiplied by volume, that is volume of this confined region, so in which our this harmonic oscillator system which is present. So let us rewrite this problem. So by separating these integrations, so this we can write, so putting the value of h here in this exponential function, so this becomes p square over 2m into dp. So this is the momentum coordinate, and second integration we can write, which is dependent upon this position coordinate, minus b by 2 m omega square q square into dq. So here d omega, which is equal to dq into dp, so that is for 1D oscillator. Now we have to solve this integration separately, so let us give any symbol. So this first Brechter term, that is generally written as, I have written as I1, and this second term that is written as I2. So let us solve these integrations separately. So the first integration, it is minus of infinity to plus infinity exponential of minus bp square over 2m into dp. Now, as we have solved the same integration using the standard residue integration problem, so which is from 0 to infinity exponential of minus ax square x raised to power n into dx, so which is equal to gamma function of n plus 1 by 2 over 2 into a raised to power n plus 1 by 2. So since this is from 0 to infinity, and for the same problem if we consider for minus infinity to plus infinity, so we will write it here as 2. So we will double this integration. So in this problem, if you compare this integration with this integration, so from that we can see that the value of a, which is beta over 2m, and the value of n x raised to power n, so if we can consider it as 0, so the power of n is which is only equal to 1. So we can write this integration as minus bp square over 2m p raised to power 0 into dp. So putting the value of a and n in this integration, so our integration becomes gamma function of n is 0, 1 plus 0 by 2 over 2 a is beta over 2m power 1 by 2. So gamma of 1 by 2, so this 2 and 2 get cancelled. So gamma of 1 by 2 under root of 2m over beta. So gamma of 1 by 2, that is equal to under root of pi into 2m over beta. So the I1 value, it comes out to be 2 pi m over beta. So let us say this is equation number 1. So similarly you can solve the second integration, so which is function of position coordinate from minus infinity to plus infinity exponential of minus b by 2 m omega square q square into dq. So this we can write it as 2 times from 0 to infinity exponential of minus b by 2 m omega square q square into dq. So again it is the same integration. So for this, putting the value, I can write it as, it comes out to be so if I multiply with this q raised to power naught into dq, so this is, I will write it here again, exponential of minus b by 2 m omega square into q square, that is equal to q naught into dq. So putting the value, so here n again it is equal to 0, so it is 0 plus 1 by 2 times 2 into, and a, so it is coming out to be beta by 2 m omega square under root. So solving this 2 and 2 get cancelled. So under root pi over under root of beta m into omega square by 2. So this comes out to be 2 pi over beta m omega square under root. So this is the value of I2. So putting the value of this I1 and I2 in our partition function, so which is 1 by h I1 into I2, so our equation becomes 1 by h under root of 2 pi m over beta into 2 pi over beta m omega square under root. So when you solve this, so it comes out to be 2 pi over h 1 over beta omega, so that is 1 over beta omega h bar. So this is the value of partition function for one oscillator. So from here we can write the partition function for n oscillator systems, and for n oscillator systems we can write it qn. So it comes out to be q1 partition function of one oscillator raised to power n. So far the n oscillator problem. So the harmonic oscillators, they are generally considered as distinguishable because these oscillators, they are only a representation of energy levels and are not considered as particles. So Q and beta, so the partition function for n harmonic oscillators, so it comes out to be beta h bar omega raised to power n, or we can write it as beta h bar omega raised to power minus of n. So once we find out the value of partition function, from that we can find out the thermodynamic properties such as Helmholtz free energy, chemical potential, pressure, entropy, so and so. So Helmholtz free energy, so it comes out to be, so you are familiar with this equation, minus kT log of Qn. So putting the value of this partition function, so A comes out to be nkt log of beta h bar omega. So from this we can find out the value of chemical potential, that is curly A over curly N at constant volume and temperature. So curly by curly N, so putting the value of A, that is Helmholtz free energy, so nkt log of beta h bar omega, so beta which is equal to kt. So this mu, it comes out to be equal to kt log of h bar omega over kt. So similarly you can find out pressure by putting the Helmholtz free energy in this curly by curly V integration. So since in the value of A you can see that it is not having any value which is related with volume. So the pressure, it comes out to be equal to 0 for this case. So similarly you can find out the value of S, that is the entropy, which is minus curly A over curly T. So nkt, so this is our value of A log of h bar omega over kt. So when you solve it, so it is minus kn curly by curly t log of h bar omega over kt. So solving this uv integration, so s comes out to be minus kn minus t 1 over h bar omega over kt. So taking again the log of h bar omega over kt in derivation, so it comes out to be h bar omega over kt square plus log of h bar omega over kt. So the value of s, so it comes out to be nk plus nk log of kt over h bar omega. So you can keep n as common, so the value of s you can also write it as nk 1 plus log of kt over h bar omega. So similarly you can also find out the other value, like you can find out the internal energy, and from that you can find out the value of Cp and Cv. So the value of internal energy, that is the average energy per system, which is generally related with the U. So it is equal to minus curly by curly beta of log of Qn. So this comes out to be minus curly by curly beta of log of beta h bar omega raised to power minus of n. So when you solve it, so this is minus curly by curly of beta, so this n comes had log of beta h bar omega, so that is equal to minus and minus sign get cancelled, n over curly by curly beta of log of beta h bar omega, so which is equal to taking the derivative of this logarithmic term, so it comes into denominator multiply by h bar omega, so which is equal to n over beta. So the average energy per system, that is equal to n over b, or you can write it as u, which is equal to nkt. So therefore from that you can find out the value of Cp and Cv, and from this expression it means that mean energy per oscillator. So mean energy we generally represented as U over N, which is equivalent to kT. So energy per oscillator for 2 degrees of freedom, so that is equal to kT, and energy per oscillator for 1 degrees of freedom, which is equivalent to 1 by 2 of kT. So this is in complete accordance with this equipartition theorem and the classical ideal gas problem, harmonic oscillator problem. It follows all those equipartition laws and they are fully satisfied in this case. So let us solve this harmonic oscillator problem from quantum mechanics point of view. So using the quantum treatment of this harmonic oscillator problem. So according to quantum mechanics, energy eigenvalues for one-dimensional harmonic oscillators, so they are generally given as n plus 1 by 2 into h bar omega, so where n that is from 0, 1, 2, 3, so which is the order of harmonics. So the partition function, so for one particle, so it comes out to be q1 into b, so which is equal to putting the value of n right from 0 and increasing order, so this we can write it as beta into e naught plus e into beta minus e1 plus e into minus beta into e2, so and so. So this we can write it as summation of n, which varies from 0 to infinity, exponential of minus beta into en, so where e that is generally considered as the Hamiltonian function for this case. So this q1b, that is the partition function for one harmonic oscillator, we can write it as exponential of minus beta, putting the value of e, so which is n plus 1 by 2 into h bar omega. So this we can write it as summation of n, which varies from 0 to infinity, exponential of minus beta 2n plus 1 over 2 into h bar omega, where n which varies from 0, 1, 2, 3, so and so. So I can rewrite this equation something like this. So let us write it by putting the value of n from 0 onwards. So it is minus beta h bar omega by 2 plus exponential of minus beta 3 by 2 h bar omega plus exponential of minus beta 5 by 2 h bar omega, so and so. Now if you look at this equation, so it is looking something like a GP series. So in this GP series you can see that the first term, which is generally represented as A, so this is considered as A, so whose value is exponential of minus beta h bar omega by 2, and the difference between these two consecutive terms, so that is of the order of equal to exponential of minus beta h bar omega. So rewriting this equation in the form of a GP series, So this partition function, we can write it as a over 1 minus r. So putting the value of a, that is minus 1 by 2 beta h bar omega over 1 minus r, which is exponential of beta h bar omega. Now this equation, if I move this numerator term in the denominator, I can rewrite it minus of beta h bar omega into 1 over exponential of minus 1 by 2 beta h bar omega inverse. So this equation becomes 1 over 1 minus exponential of minus beta h bar omega. So this minus 1 and minus, so this term becomes exponential of plus 1 by 2 beta h bar omega. So if I multiply and divide this term, so this I can rewrite it as 2 by 2 exponential of 1 by 2 beta h bar omega minus exponential of minus 1 by 2 beta h bar omega. So this is a sine hyperbolic function. So this partition function I can write as, so 1 by 2, so this 2, if I write it on this side, so this Brechter term, it becomes a sine hyperbolic function of beta h bar omega over 2. So I can write this equation as 2 times sine hyperbolic beta h bar omega by 2. Or I can also write it as 2 sine hyperbolic inverse beta h bar omega over 2 whole inverse. So this is the partition function for one oscillator problem, and similarly from that we can write the partition function for this n harmonic oscillator. So the value of this Q1b, which is Q1b raised to power n. So this equation becomes 2 times sine hyperbolic beta h bar omega over 2 raised to power minus of n. Or you can also write it in terms of the exponential function. So as we have derived this equation from minus 1 by 2 beta h bar omega over 1 minus exponential of beta h bar omega raised to power so n. So you can use any equation, or sometimes there is a question in the MCQs. So you should be familiar with both these equations. They are one and the same thing. So we can also rewrite it as by taking minus n h bar beta omega as common 1 minus exponential of beta h bar omega raised to power minus of 1. So once we find out this partition function, so from that we can find out the various thermodynamic parameters. So the first thermodynamic parameters which we will derive is the Helmholtz free energy. So once we derive out this Helmholtz free energy, from that we can derive the value of pressure, value of chemical potential, value of entropy, and from that we can derive out the value of this internal energy per system, and from that internal energy we can find out the other parameters like the energy of the system, the Cp and Cv value. And so let us try to find out the Helmholtz free energy. So the basic idea is to derive the partition function for each problem. So whatever, whether it is a classical ideal gas or it is a harmonic oscillator, so using that particular treatment, your main first goal is to drive out the partition function, and from that you can find out the various thermodynamic parameters. So Helmholtz free energy, so which is a minus of kT log of Qn, and so a I can write it as minus kT log of exponential of minus n by 2 beta h bar omega 1 minus exponential of beta h bar omega raised to power minus of n. So this I can write it as minus kt log of exponential of minus n by 2 beta h bar omega plus log of 1 minus exponential of beta h bar omega raised to power minus of n. So taking the logarithmic value get cancelled with this exponential function. So this first term, so it becomes minus n by 2 beta h bar omega plus minus of n log of 1 minus exponential of minus beta h bar omega. So this we can write it by opening this bracket term. So nkt beta h bar omega over 2 plus nkt log of 1 minus exponential of minus beta h bar omega. So this beta, which is 1 over kt, so it get cancelled with kt, so we are left with this nh bar omega over 2 plus nkt log of 1 minus exponential of minus beta h bar omega. So taking log n as common value, so we can write this equation as h bar omega plus kt log of 1 minus exponential of minus beta h bar omega. So similarly, so once you find out the value of this Helmholtz free energy, from that you can find out chemical potential. So by taking the derivative of A with respect to n, so when you take the derivative of A with respect to n, so the value of chemical potential, so it comes out to be mu, which is equal to A over n. So all the other terms, they are independent of n. So mu, it is A over n from this expression. So similarly you can find out the pressure term, which is curly A by curly of V. So this is coming equal to 0. So from that you can find out the value of entropy by taking the derivative of A with respect to T. So you can solve all these thermodynamic parameters. I will not solve all these values in detail. So because you can solve it easily. So the value of entropy, which we derive from by putting the value of A and taking the derivative with respect to t. So because there are two functions, they are dependent upon t. So this is t, beta is also a function of t. So when we solve it, so it comes out to be equal to nk beta h bar omega exponential of minus beta h bar omega over exponential of minus beta h bar omega minus 1 minus of log of 1 minus exponential of minus beta h bar omega. So this is your homework. You try to solve these. Otherwise, I can help you. So you can ask me where you struck. So from that you can find out the value of this internal energy. So which is A plus Ts. So by putting the value of A and S, you can derive this relation, or the second way you can find out the value of this internal energy by taking the derivative of this log of partition function with respect to beta and the u value, which comes out to be nh bar omega by 2 into cot hyperbolic beta h bar omega by 2. So here I would like to mention, so the value of this u, it is very important. So from that, sometimes there is a question that this classical this quantum mechanical treatment, they do not obey this equipartition law theorem. So this we generally need to derive that the value of this u, it is
not equal, or it is always greater than the value of this nkt or nh bar omega. And so let us derive this value of u in terms of this h bar omega term. Now the u value, so which is minus curly by curly of beta log of qn. So if I take the value of this partition function, so that is minus curly by curly of beta log of exponential of minus n beta h bar omega over 2 into 1 minus exponential of minus beta h bar omega raised to power minus of n. So this equation becomes minus curly by curly of beta log of exponential of minus n beta h bar omega over 2 plus log of 1 minus exponential of beta h bar omega raised to power minus of n. So when you take this minus of n in front of this logarithmic term, so this equation becomes minus curly by curly of beta. So this exponential function, they get cancelled with this beta. So this is minus n beta h bar omega over 2 plus n into curly by curly of beta. So this minus and minus sign, they get cancelled. So I am opening this differentiation term as well. So it comes out to be log of 1 minus exponential of minus beta h bar omega. So these are the two equations which you get. So when you solve this, so the value of u, it is n h bar omega by 2 plus n 1 minus exponential of beta h bar omega. So the derivative of a logarithmic term, so the Brechter term, it comes into the denominator, again taking the derivative of this term, so into minus h bar omega. So this equation of internal energy, so it comes out to be nh bar omega over 2 plus n h bar omega over 1 minus exponential of minus beta h bar omega into exponential of minus beta h bar omega. So I can rewrite this equation as nh bar omega over 2 plus n h bar omega over exponential of, if I move this term into the denominator term, so this equation becomes e b h bar omega minus of 1. Now this equation, it is quite crucial. Now if you check that the value of this u, it is coming always greater than the value of this h bar omega over 2. So this clearly indicates that the harmonic oscillator for this quantum mechanical treatment, they do not obey the equipartition law. So as in this classical treatment, we generally say that, so for this one-dimensional problem, the energy of the minimum free energy of the particle, it is of the order of 1 by 2 h bar omega, or it is equal to 1 by 2 kt. And for this three-dimensional problem, the energy which is of the order of 3 by 2 h bar omega. But for quantum mechanical treatment, they do not obey this equipartition theorem. So this means that the energy per oscillator is different from this equipartition value, which is of the order of 1 by 2 kt. So actually in this case, in this quantum mechanical treatment, it is always greater than kt, because here this plus term, it is showing that the value of u, it is always greater than n h bar omega over t. Now only in the limit of high temperature, so only at high temperatures, in the limit of high temperature, where the thermal energy, which is kT, which is very high as compared to this h bar omega, the mean energy per oscillator tend to follow this equipartition law. So the quantum mechanical treatment, it follows the classical treatment only in the limit of high temperature. So the quantum treatment, it follows this classical treatment. Now here let us try to plot it on the graph. So if you plot this energy of this oscillator kT over h bar omega with respect to the expectation value of this average energy, so this is equal to u value. So it is something like a straight line for this classical treatment, and it is something like uh, this is let us say this is for classical. This graph, it is for quantum mechanical treatment, and it is something like a curve which is downward toward the classical, and this is for this Planck's oscillator. Now it may be noted that if the 0 point energy h bar omega by 2 were not there, then the limiting value of this mean energy per oscillator, it would be so kT minus of half h bar omega, and it will be less than the value of this kT. So if the value of this mean energy, so it is the less than value of kT, and that type of oscillator generally known as this Planck's oscillator. So the curve which is representing one, it is showing the Planck oscillator. The curve which is representing a straight line, that is the classical harmonic oscillator, and the curve which is representing this number 3, it is something like a quantum mechanical oscillator. So you can relate this by find out the value, average expectation value, so which is u over n. So it comes out to be 1 by 2 h bar omega plus h bar omega over exponential of beta h bar omega minus of 1. So this exponential average value over h bar omega, so this is equal to 1 by 2 plus, if I take this h bar omega to the left hand side, so this equation is exponential of beta h bar omega minus of 1. Now at high temperatures, so the value of kT, it is very greater as compared to h bar omega, or you can say that 1, it is very much greater than h bar omega over kT. So in that case, the value of this E bar over h bar omega, so it comes out to be, I write it here, so 1 over, so this is exponential of putting the value of this beta. So this beta, I can write it as exponential of h bar omega over kT minus of 1. And solving this, so let us try to write it in the next page. So this comes out to be 1 by 2 plus 1 over exponential of h bar omega over kT minus of 1, so which is equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 over 1 plus h bar omega over kT minus of 1. So this minus 1 and 1 plus get cancelled out, so this is 1 by 2 plus kT over h bar omega. So this kT over h bar omega, so that is very greater term. So this exponential of h bar omega, so this I can write it as 1 by 2 plus, so I move this to the left hand side, so this becomes equal to kT. So this kT, which is much greater than h bar omega, so this expectation value of this average energy, which is of the order of kT. So in that case, it is following this classical treatment. So otherwise at a very low temperature it is considered as the Planck's oscillator. So this is all about for today's lecture. So in this we have compared this classical versus quantum mechanical problem. So in our next lecture we will do this classical mechanics statistics for this paramagnetic problem, and we will compare this paramagnetic problem for this classical as well as for this quantum mechanical treatment. So okay dear students, if you have any doubt you can ask in the comment box, or we will also try to have some discussion over Zoom meeting, and then we can clear all the doubts over there. So till then, goodbye, see you in the next lecture.